Cruising is one of the best ways to travel. But let's not kid ourselves, it's not exactly a bargain buffet. Even with deals and early bird specials, the costs can sneak up on you. Tips, drinks, souvenirs, add-ons you didn't know you needed. And the truth is, most of us are pretty good at wasting money without even realizing it. Before we dive in the sneaky money wasters we all fall victim to, make sure to hit that subscribe button. Let's talk about the first place cruise money goes to die, the non-refundable deposit. It's tempting, isn't it? You see that low deposit offer. $50 to lock in your cruise? Sounds great. Until life happens, plans change, and you need to cancel. And that bargain suddenly becomes a donation to the cruise line's retirement fund. The catch is simple refundable deposits cost more upfront, but they save you the grief and the money later. Non-refundable deposits are fine if you're 100% sure, but let's be honest, when are any of us that sure months in advance? So next time you're tempted by the $50 hold my spot deal, ask yourself, am I booking a cruise or just flirting with the idea of one? Because if you cancel 3 maybes in a year, that's $150 gone, and not one step closer to a ship. Need cash on board? That'll be $8 from the ATM, plus whatever your bank charges for the privilege. Try using your credit card at the casino tables. That could be another 3 to 6% just to access your own money. It's a fee on top of a gamble. Not exactly a winning combo. Bring some cash or use the slot machine trick to charge your account with no fee. Just don't press your luck too far. The house always wins, especially on fees. Let me paint a picture. You're sitting at home weeks before your cruise. Cruise planner open, eyes wide with excitement. Snorkeling with turtles? Yes. Waterfall hike in St. Lucia? Absolutely. A cultural walking tour with a rum tasting at the end? Well, now we're talking. You book them all. Boom, boom, boom. But then, cruise day arrives. You board, you unpack, you enjoy your first buffet, and by day 2, you've officially entered what I like to call vacation inertia. You wake up the next morning with no intention of chasing waterfalls or any kind of turtle. You cancel nothing. You simply don't go. And those $300 in excursions? Bye-bye. Here's the thing. Cruise lines often require you to cancel 24 to 48 hours in advance to get a refund. After that, it's like that money took its own excursion and didn't come back. So if you're feeling ambitious pre-cruise, great, but leave room to rest and set a calendar reminder for those cancellation deadlines just in case reality hits harder than your first pina colada. If I had $1 for every overpriced, travel-sized item I've seen in a cruise gift shop, I could probably afford a sweet upgrade. Here's what happens. You pack in a rush, assume the cabin will have the basics, and suddenly find yourself holding a $17 bottle of sunscreen in your hand and wondering how SPF got so expensive. Sundries, yes, that odd old-fashioned word, include things like toothpaste, deodorant, sunscreen, aloe vera, motion sickness pills, and other not-so-fun but very necessary items. Cruise lines stock them in the gift shop because they know we forget them. And when we're floating in the middle of the Caribbean with a sunburn and no aloe, well, they've got us right where they want us. But it's not their fault. They're providing a service. The best fix? Print yourself a packing checklist and make a little zip bag with all the tiny things you usually forget. It might just save you $50. And your dignity. There's something wonderfully ironic about getting home from your relaxing, budget-friendly cruise, only to be greeted by a $600 cell phone bill from your provider, all because you forgot to switch your phone to airplane mode. Yes, this really happens. And no, your cell phone company won't give you a cruise discount. What's worse is that your phone might silently connect to a maritime satellite network without you even noticing. One photo upload, one email refresh, one weather check, and you've just paid $23 for a single megabyte of data. The fix? It's painfully simple airplane mode on, Wi-Fi only. Most cruise lines offer decent internet packages now, and even if they're a little pricey, they're still better than roaming charges that could buy you another cruise. So before you even leave port, flip that switch. Your future self and your phone bill will thank you. Transportation is one of those sneaky expenses that adds up, especially when you're not planning ahead. I've heard so many stories from fellow cruisers who flew into the wrong airport thinking, it's only an hour away. Then they hop into an Uber, and suddenly they're paying $160 just to reach the port. Houston to Galveston, Orlando to Port Canaveral. It happens all the time. What most people don't realize is that cruise lines often offer transfer buses from the airport at a much lower rate. It's not glamorous. You'll wait a little. And yes, you might end up chatting with someone who brought a 3-foot inflatable flamingo, but you'll save a chunk of money and arrive with less stress. Even in port cities, many hotels offer cruise shuttles, and ports like Aruba or San Juan often have free public transport that takes you straight to town. So before you tap Request Ride, check the alternatives, because overpaying for transport is a waste you can 100% avoid. We all love cruise souvenirs. A t-shirt from Cozumel, a fridge magnet shaped like a flamingo, maybe even a handcrafted wooden turtle you swear is tasteful. But here's the sign you've gone too far. You're buying a duffel bag on board to fit the extras. Yes, cruise gift shops sell luggage, not because people lose theirs, but because they buy more than they can carry home. The markups? Not gentle. The quality? Let's just say, souvenir grade. If you tend to go a little overboard on shopping, pun fully intended, bring a foldable tote in your suitcase. It's light, cheap, and saves you from the embarrassment of checking a suitcase full of t-shirts and snow globes. And before you ask, no, the cruise line will not ship your 5th flamingo statue home for you. The drink package debate is as old as cruising itself. Is it worth it? Should I get one? Should I skip it? The answer, like most things in cruising, depends entirely on you. If you're someone who sips wine at dinner, has a cocktail at the show, and grabs a latte in the morning, it might be a great deal. But if you drink 3 glasses of water and a Diet Coke each day, you're pouring money down the drain. On the flip side, if you're going to pay for drinks individually, and you're enjoying 5 or more each day, you could be spending more than the cost of the package. Cruise lines don't make this easy. They bundle drinks, coffee, Wi-Fi, gratuities, then charge you like it's a luxury all-inclusive. So before you hit buy, take 5 minutes, do the math, and know your drinking habits. There's nothing worse than watching your bill grow faster than your cocktail count. Most of us assume nothing bad will happen on a cruise, and most of the time, we're right. But when something does happen, a fall, a sudden illness, a dental emergency at sea, it can get very expensive, very quickly. Medical centers on ships aren't included in your cruise fare. A visit can cost hundreds, a medevac, tens of thousands. One crew member told me about a passenger who had to be flown off the ship mid-cruise. No insurance, no backup plan. It nearly wiped out their savings. The solution? Get travel insurance. It's cheap compared to the potential costs. And there are plenty of sites like insuremytrip.com that let you compare quotes in minutes. And if you already have insurance, make sure it covers cruise-specific medical care, because not all plans do. Cruisers are generous people. We like to tip well, especially when the crew has gone above and beyond. But what happens all too often is we tip twice by accident. You get the bill at the bar, see a blank line for gratuity, and jot down a tip, not realizing the 18% service charge is already included. You meant to tip $3, you tipped $7. Then you did it again at dinner. Over a 7-day cruise, that can add up to a small fortune in bonus tipping, and not always where you intended it to go. Always read the fine print. If it says additional tip, that means the first one is already built in. Tip generously, but do it intentionally. I told you earlier I was guilty of 7 of these, and I am. I've lost deposits, skipped excursions, paid casino fees, forgotten essentials, double-tipped, bought extra luggage, and overpaid for transport. But hey, we live, we learn, we cruise again. What's your number? Let me know in the comments. And if this helped, give it a like, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video, hopefully saving you money before your next cruise.